Hey, this is Gabe Romero here with another edition of The Source Live. We're here in the Salinas Valley. A lot of you have questions about what's going on with market supplies and things of that nature. Well, we have the man, John Scherpinski with Diorigo. He's going to give us some answers today about a little bit of what they're going through.
Yeah, so we just finished up, as you're well aware, transitioning in from Yuma. We're moving up north a little bit. We start the district down closer to King City. That ranges for us, it's about 65 miles of Salinas Valley. So we farm as much as 15 miles west of here into the Castroville, Moss Landing area. And we work as far south as King City. So as we start to come up, the weather's a little bit more like you're seeing here today. A little cooler, a little more overcast. It helps us kind of avoid some of these quality issues that we've seen in the early onset of the season. Now, however, we're starting to fight a little bit more of the mildew pressure and some other things going on. But overall, supplies are getting to be a little bit more standard for us. As you can see, the field looks pretty clean overall. It's a good stand in the field. You do have a little bit of issues still from the rain and just some sporadic areas, but again, the quality overall looks strong. And you can see some of the leaf is just a little smaller than maybe we're used to seeing early on in the season, at least.
Certainly. Did you expect that we'd ever see these types of markets as far as, historically they've been outrageously high? I mean,
it's just wild. It's absolutely wild. But I think things are starting to settle down a little bit, become a little more reasonable. We are starting to even entertain some, ad or spot buy type opportunities. And although they're not maybe necessarily what folks are used to seeing in those kind of markets, but certainly something that's a lot more reasonable. And the supply chain's becoming a lot more consistent right now.
Gotcha. So what do you see as far as like the next couple of weeks out? I mean, I've been hearing a lot of information about we might be good next week, we might be good the following week, but we're still going to see the after effects of the January and February rains, that there might be some gaps beyond this.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing from the industry in general is that first planting comes up now and we're getting through some of those troubles, but that second time through, getting back into the ground on that second turn or those kind of the tail end of those first plantings, we're going to start to maybe see a little bit of a hiccup. It could be mid-June, late June is what I'm hearing, but again, you start to get that time of year, you get into the local seasons and some of these other areas where there's going to be a little more pressure from other items and other commodities in general. So I think that as demand starts to kind of wind down a little bit as you get into summer, I think there'll still be a decent balance of supply to pair up with that demand.
John, when do you expect us to see anti-boy label and weights improve?
Yeah, so right now we're kind of already started down that road and that process, and what you're seeing here in my hands is a Romaine Heart 48. It's an anti-boy spec. You see the full length here. You've got at least 11, 12 inches here, and really you're going to be even a touch more. You got that nice bleach color, which we started the season just a week and 2 weeks ago doing a lot more of a dark green, more of a normal naked Romaine style. But as the hearts continue to commit and close, you're actually even starting to get a full cupping and closure of the heart. And with that, it's a nice, true, dense heart that you can actually feel the difference. And that itself is the epitome of our Andy Boy spec right there.
So looking forward as far as the next couple of weeks, obviously into June, weights will improve, obviously, right?
It's just going to continue to improve, and right now I'd say we're probably right about the norm for us as far as the standard weight. But to your point, there's a range, and we started out when we came into the season at the front end of that range, a light range, and we've progressed to the middle of that, and we're continuing to work down that path, and we'll be really at the upper end of our premium spec here this week and moving forward in the next couple of weeks.
John, we're hearing a lot about labor issues in the industry. What can you tell me about the difficulties and the troubles that you've been having here?
It's been challenging. We're operating around 75% of our normal capacities right now. And as you can see here, there's some empty slots within these machines and these groups. And over effectively all the machines, that ends up taking a hit over the course of a day, a week, and so on and so forth. So as supplies are returning to normalcy to some degree, we are still struggling with being able to get out and actually physically harvest the product in a timely manner as we see some delays due to the crews shortage. So as we continue to strive for higher fill rates, we're going to continue to look for some of this labor and more help. We have some outside crews we've been reaching out for, as well as building up our internal crews, and that should help us continue to strive for a little better fill rates throughout the summer and the rest of the Salinas season.
John, thank you very much for your time. That's why we partner with great growers like Diorigo Brothers. Well, that wraps it up here in the Salinas Valley. If you have any questions, please reach out to ProAct, and we'll see you next time.